With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Cameron Taylor. Thank you for joining us tonight. We want to start with a developing story. An endangered child alert has been issued by the TBI for a missing East Ridge teen. Now take a look here. 13-year-old Matthew Hancock was last seen around 2:30 this afternoon at his home near Altamaha Street and Ringgold Road. He's 5 feet tall and weighs about 90 pounds. You can see in the picture that Matthew has brown hair, brown eyes, and wears dark-rimmed glasses. He was last seen wearing a dark-colored t-shirt and gray shorts. He was also riding a blue mountain bike. If you have any information, call the East Ridge Police Department or the TBI. A crash in Polk County claimed the life of a Georgia man. It happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Highway 411 near the Tennessee-Georgia state line. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says 71-year-old Larry Underwood was heading to Georgia in his van when it hydroplaned across the road and hit a tree. The van did a 360 and rolled over. Troopers say Underwood was trapped in the van and died before emergency crews could get there. A developing story out of Florida where a former Chattanooga man charged with murder 40 years ago will head to trial. 67-year-old William Claiborne Taylor is set to go to court in January of 2018. He's one of 2 men charged with trying to kill the mayor of Williston, Florida back in 1977. The mayor was hurt but recovered. The mayor's driver, on the other hand, was shot in the head and died. Taylor had been living in North Carolina until his capture in 2016. His brother, Raymond Taylor, was convicted of plotting the crime. Residents in East Cleveland experienced 2 power outages today. The latest one happening around 6:30 tonight, leaving 500 people without power for nearly 2 hours. This morning, the power went out about 5:30 and was restored by 6:30. More than 13,000 people were affected by that outage. An official with Cleveland Utilities says both outages were due to a relay losing power, and the cause of both outages is under investigation. Well, you can expect some great weather for Mother's Day tomorrow. Meteorologist Nick Austin is standing by. And Nick, we needed a break from that rain, huh?
Yeah, we had some heavy downpours yesterday afternoon and for some spots in the evening and overnight hours, but things certainly did quiet down today. And right now, our live downtown Holiday Inn camera, nice shot of the city looking towards the south and west. We have clear skies across the area. North breezes still out there close to 10 miles an hour here in the city, but they'll calm down a little bit more through the night. No rain at the airport, and right now it's 66 degrees, but we'll be cooling off into the 50s by late night and early tomorrow morning. But with a lot of sunshine on your Mother's Day, we're talking about wall-to-wall sunshine tomorrow. We'll be up to about 73 at noon, close to 80 by 3 o'clock, and then in the low 80s in the evening hours, at least early in the evening. So if you have plans to take mom out for brunch or for dinner tomorrow evening, maybe breakfast early on, it's going to be a really nice day. If those are early morning plans, you might just need a light jacket. The rest of the day, short sleeves, plenty of sun. I'll have more on the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Nick. Looking forward to that. For the past 25 years, the Letter Carrier Food Drive has helped those in need nationwide. It's called National Stamp Out Hunger Day. And as Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell tells us, it's a rewarding event for everyone involved.
In the Chattanooga region, 1 in 6 adults and 1 in 4 children are unsure where their next meal will come from. It's a harsh reality community members, volunteers, and organizers hope to change through the largest one-day food drive in the country. For the past 2 decades, the National Association of Letter Carriers has helped feed those in need. The union's food drive gives a big boost at the Chattanooga Food Bank.
The food bank gets a lot of donations during Christmas time and Thanksgiving, and that food's pretty well depleted, so this is a great time where this food drive helps.
Last year, the food bank collected more than 164,000 pounds of food. That equals to 137,000 meals. Coordinator Jim Feldmeyer says every pound matters, especially during the summer months.
The kids that normally get lunches at school maybe wouldn't get lunches at home, so this kind of helps supplement that.
Letter carriers like Martin Miller help collect food donations left out at neighborhood mailboxes. It's an experience Miller says he's grown to love over the past 18 years.
Obviously it's fulfilling, you know, we like to do it, and but it's every day we do that, you know, we help our customers and whatnot.
He says the community's generosity is what makes it special.
We're just the picker-uppers, you know, it's the community that's doing it, you know, so, and they help each other out here in the community. Next week we'll be getting food because people aren't home, they forgot, so like a week or two after, we're still collecting food.
All food donations will go towards the area food bank. They are also accepting monetary donations. To make an online donation, head to our website, wrcbtv.com. In the studio, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Tanisha. Straight ahead here on Eyewitness News at 11, President Trump delivered his first commencement speech as president today. And in Washington, it was a revolving door as candidates for FBI director were interviewed.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Organizations around the world are beefing up cybersecurity after yesterday's ransomware attack left them paralyzed. Millions of computers in more than 70 countries were infected. Companies based in the United States largely dodged the bullet thanks to spam filters. The virus, called WannaCry, infects computer networks first through email, then rapidly expands across a company, locking computers and demanding $300 in Bitcoin to gain access. An Ohio coroner has reopened the investigation into an 8-year-old boy's suicide after he was allegedly bullied at school. A Hamilton County Coroner's Office spokesman said new evidence prompted the reopening of the investigation. Now, yesterday, the Cincinnati School District released security camera video showing another child allegedly pushing Gabriel Tay against a wall, knocking him unconscious. He laid motionless on the floor for several minutes before school administrators became aware of the situation. School officials said Tay was checked out by the school nurse and his mother was contacted. An attorney for the family says school officials told the mother her son had fainted. The search for a new FBI director is underway in Washington less than a week after President Trump fired former Director James Comey. Trump left the Capitol today to undertake another first for him as president, a college commencement address. NBC's Chris Pallone reports.
After a tumultuous and drama-filled week following the firing of FBI Director James Comey, President Donald Trump left Washington to find a friendly crowd.
Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Graduates at Liberty University, the nation's largest evangelical Christian college. It's Trump's first commencement address as president, and while he did not directly reference events of the past week, Trump took aim at critics in his address.
Nothing is easier or more pathetic than being a critic, because they're people that can't get the job done.
As Trump spoke, Attorney General Jeff Sessions met with several candidates in Washington who could replace Comey as head of the FBI. Several were spotted arriving for interviews at the Justice Department Saturday. Trump says he could pick Comey's successor before leaving on his first overseas trip next Friday.
I think the process is going to go quickly because almost all of them are very well known. You know, they've been vetted over their lifetime, essentially. But very well known, highly respected, really talented people. And that's what we want for the FBI.
The president set off a firestorm Tuesday by axing Comey in the midst of an FBI investigation into the Trump campaign's possible collusion with the Russian government. Friday, Trump raised the stakes, suggesting on Twitter that he recorded conversations with Comey.
The president has nothing further to add on that.
Congressional Democrats have demanded the White House reveal whether any such tapes exist and to turn them over to Congress if they do. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Among those interviewing to become FBI director today, Acting Director Andrew McCabe, Texas Senator John Cornyn, and former Department of Justice official Alice Fisher. Well, coming up next here on Eyewitness News at 11, a neighborhood in Athens is cleaning up after flash flooding this weekend. We want to get back to that story we told you about at the top of the hour. An endangered child alert has been issued for a missing East Ridge teen. Now, to recap what we told you earlier, 13-year-old Matthew Hancock was last seen around 2:30 this afternoon at his home near Altamaha Street and Ringgold Road. Now, he's 5 feet tall and weighs about 90 pounds. You see him in that picture right there. And he has brown hair, brown eyes, and wears dark-rimmed glasses. Now, he was last seen wearing a dark-colored t-shirt and gray shorts. He was also riding a blue mountain bike. If you have any information at all, give the East Ridge Police Department a call or the TBI. Flash flooding in Athens sent water creeping up people's steps and yards. Now, the cleanup is underway for people living on Shoemaker Street. Madison Wade has the story for us.
When Doug Luttrell looked out his window and saw this.
That's when I noticed that the water was fixing to start, and then directly, here it comes.
It's not the first time Doug has seen flooding on his street before.
Today makes the 4th time in 5 years.
And every time it's a mess.
Water got into their basement, got into our basement, and there was quite a bit of erosion back at the end of the culvert.
Doug built this area for erosion and flood control, but today's water was just too powerful.
All these rocks here, this whole area was filled in. It's really amazing the power of water. Water is going to move it. You can't stop it. When we have so much water coming in, the culvert gets stopped up, then it overflows, and then when it overflows, it has nowhere to go but right directly toward the house.
Other homes across the street see flooding too.
Show where the tiles have come up.
Ella Cranfield and her husband came home to water everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's kind of wet. When you have to change your plans and everything to come back and vacuum water out of your floor, it's not fun.
She's worried what the continuous flooding will do to their health. She recently had hip surgery and her husband has stage 4 cancer. 2 hardships that don't compare to a flooded room from time to time.
If it wasn't for God, He's on our side. No matter what, He's on our side.
Looking ahead, she's hoping her prayers will be answered for everyone living on Shoemaker Street.
Enough's enough. Something needs to be done.
That was Madison Wade reporting for us tonight. Updated information on the legal challenge of a Georgia death row inmate from Murray County. A federal judge has rejected claims by J.W. Ledford Jr.'s lawyers that a lethal injection of pentobarbital will cause him great pain. They say the drug won't work properly due to medication Ledford has taken for the past 10 years. The judge said yesterday that Ledford's legal team failed to show proof that the lethal drug would cause extreme pain as required by U.S. Supreme Court precedent, and that Ledford chose to wait until just a few days before his execution date, which he said suggests a stalling tactic. The 45-year-old was convicted of murder in the January 1992 stabbing death of his neighbor, Dr. Harry Johnston. Ledford's execution is set for Tuesday. And if you're heading to or from Atlanta anytime soon, a major interstate has reopened. After more than 40 days, drivers can now use both sides of I-85 in time for Mother's Day. Crews have worked around the clock since the collapse to remove debris and reconstruct 700 feet of the new bridge. It reopened a month earlier than expected. Well, meteorologist Nick Austin is standing by, and a beautiful day expected for Mother's Day tomorrow, Nick.
It's going to be bright and sunny out there. We have beautiful clear skies right now. Our live downtown Holiday Inn camera, nice shot of the city. It's going to be a very pleasant night overall. Skies cleared during the late afternoon and evening hours, and temperatures now have cooled down in the 60s with 50s, pockets of 50s in the high elevations right now. The real warm stuff is down along the Gulf Coast with temperatures still in the 70s. But here in town at 66, Cleveland at 61 is cooled down to 54 out at the Murphy Airport, and Athens is at 58 right now, while it's 61 down in Dalton. So pretty nice out there. Northerly breezes still keeping up there at close to 10 miles an hour here in the city, but we'll see those winds backing off just a little bit more through the overnight hours. Nothing on the satellite imagery or the radar. Everything is just clear as a bell out there until you get to parts of the East Coast, especially up over New England. Lots of heavy rain with some thunderstorms, and a few parts of Florida getting some rain too. They really need it down there. They've had a lot of problems with drought and wildfires across parts of Georgia. But we have high pressure and dry air moving back into the Tennessee Valley, so it's going to be a great night tonight. A beautiful Mother's Day tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, It'll be a few degrees warmer than we had today in the upper 70s. We'll crack 80 degrees tomorrow. And high pressure stays in place across the whole region heading into Monday and for a good chunk of next week too. And temperatures will be getting up to summer-like readings near 90 degrees by midweek. And here's a look at the forecast high temperatures for the next 7 days. The average is about 80 degrees and we'll be above that every day, possibly 10 degrees above that for a couple days next week. So get ready next week for some hot weather and a little bit more mugginess in the air too. There was no rain at the airport today. A few spots had some overnight showers before sunrise, but not officially out at level fields. 78 was the high after a low of 63 early this morning. Lots of 70s for highs across North Georgia. Fort Mountain and Blue Ridge right at 70 degrees. It was 73 in Dalton. Chatsworth picked up 1/10 of an inch of rain during the overnight hours. And right here in the metro area, East Ridge 78. Right here at Channel 3, it was 77. Also 77 in Red Bank. Out in the Blue Ridge, a little cooler. A lot of fog early this morning out near Turtletown, but they managed still to get up to 69 degrees. 74 in Etowah today. 77 up in Pikeville. And over in Jasper, it hit 79. Today we'll be dropping into the 50s rather for late tonight. 54 in the city with upper 40s in some of the outlying areas the further away you go from town. And a lot of clear skies tonight. Winds will become lighter. 83 for your Mother's Day afternoon. Lots of sunshine and a warm day there, but it won't be too muggy. 57 for tomorrow night and clear skies. Now the mugginess, that comes a little more in the 7-day forecast, especially as we get towards midweek. You'll start to feel a little bit more humidity in the air. 86 on Monday, up to 90 for Tuesday and Wednesday, but no rain in the forecast until late in the week. Looks like by Friday and Saturday we'll start to see some scattered showers and storms kind of popping up with the heat and humidity of the afternoon. But other than until then, don't need your umbrellas, but just be careful out in that heat next week. A lot of folks have to work out in that heat, and you really just need to take it easy as much as you can.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Well, coming up next in sports, the Chattanooga Football Club kicked off the regular season today on the road. Jill Jonick has us covered. Plus, district championships for Tennessee teams wrapped up today. We'll have all that and more when we come back.
The Atlanta Braves roller coaster continues. First, a 6-game losing streak and last in the NL East, to now back-to-back wins and no longer last in the NL East. We'll see how long that lasts, but for right now, the Bravos are hot. That's all you need to know. Let's go to Game 2 tonight against the Marlins. Both teams rocking pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness. Let's see if we can get those Braves highlights up. I can hear them, but we're showing the lookouts right now. We'll get to those highlights in a second. There we go. Braves get it going on that Nick Markakis hit right there. RBI single to left. That scores Freddie Freeman. Now Braves up 1-0. Dansby Swanson keeps it going here, ripping a single to center, allowing Markakis now to score, making it a 2-0 ball game. But Marlins don't go away easy. Justin Bohr greets Braves reliever Eric O'Flaherty with a solo shot to right for his second home run in as many days. But Braves get an insurance run, top the 8th. Freddie Freeman scores on the throwing error, and that will do it. Braves win it 3-1. Julio Teheran gets the win. Jim Johnson gets the save. The two teams will meet again tomorrow to close out the 3-game set. Now over to that minor league diamond. Beautiful night tonight for the Chattanooga Lookouts, who returned home, kicking off their 5-game set with the Birmingham Barons. And Barons jumped out to a 2-0 lead to start the game, but Lookies got a 2-out rally going in the third. Tanner English starts it off with a deep shot to left center, turns on the wheels, and boom, called safe sliding in the third, a close one. Nick Gordon then follows it up with a double down the third baseline. That brings home English in easy. Lookies cut the lead to 1. Get this, Chattanooga would get hot again towards the back half of the night and put together a 5-run rally in the 8th to take the lead and seal the win. 9-6 that final. Lookies take game 1. Game 2 is set for tomorrow afternoon, 2:15 first pitch. Meanwhile, over on the Prep Diamond, most of the district championships wrapped up this week, but we still had one more left. The District 7 AA title game between CCS and Signal Mountain. Chargers held a 6-5 lead going into the 6th inning, but Eagles had bases loaded, and that's when Seth Wicker pulls one into the right field. The first runner scores, but then Matthew Mercer throws a rocket home, and the second runner is out. Eagles tie it up, though, 6-6. Signal Mountain then gets bases loaded again in the 7th. Grant Gabriel hits a high chopper to short, beats the throw, though, so Signal Mountain now takes a 2-run lead. CCS had one last chance to take back the lead. John Rhodes hits a nice base hit to left, but the 7th inning charge would come up short. Signal Mountain wins it 8-6 over CCS. Both teams advanced to region play, but Eagles will host the first round. The Chattanooga Football Club opened up the 2017 regular season today. The boys in blue traveled down to the Crescent City to take on the New Orleans Jesters earlier this evening. The CFC won their 5th straight Southeastern Conference title last season, so as usual, expectations are high for the National Premier Soccer Club. The first CFC goal, though, of the regular season was by rookie Felipe Antonio to start the game, assist by John Carrier. CFC took the 1-0 lead early, but then Jesters caught up before the half. Jesters got this free kick here, sending it to the bottom right corner of the net. Chattanooga and New Orleans would be tied 1-1 at halftime, and it would actually stay that way until the end of regulation, as CFC's first regular season game ends in a 1-1 draw against the Jesters. The boys in blue will now return to Finley Stadium for their home opener 1 week from today, folks. 7:30 start against the Birmingham Hammers. And lastly, also in action on the soccer field today, the Southeast Whitfield boys soccer team brought home some hardware. The Raiders beat Druid Hills this afternoon to win the Georgia 4A state championship. They won 3-2 in double overtime, so big congrats to the Southeast Whitfield Raiders.
Wow, can't get over some of these names these teams have.
The Jesters. That's what I love that.
That's the National Premier Soccer League for you.
Yeah. There we go. All right, quickly, Nick.
Quickly, the 7-day again. Yeah, great day for Mother's Day. Find, if you're going out for brunch, taking mom out for brunch. Great day. Find that patio table. 83 in the afternoon, but not too muggy, but it gets hot and more humid by Tuesday. Highs of 90 degrees.
All right, that's it for us. Have a good night.
VO. So what'd you guys think? Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
Live television.
So.
You did tell them your recent award, right? They know about that?
No, and I don't plan on talking about that ever. ever. And I do. Sherry does though. Sherry does though. John, one of those. Sherry's very sweet. Thanks, Sherry. No, I just. You guys. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Cameron. Oh, so with the video. So I started the Braves highlights, and it was. I started my Braves highlights, started reading, and then I noticed, because that's why we have the TV on the bottom, it was the wrong video. So I was like, so we're looking at the Lookouts game. Let's see if we could get to the Braves game, and then quickly switched. You didn't even notice? All right. The Atlanta Braves roller coaster continues. First, a 6-game losing streak and last in the NL East, to now back-to-back wins and no longer last in the NL East. We'll see how long that lasts, but for right now, the Braves are hot. Let's go to Game 2 last night against the Marlins. Both teams rocking the pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness. No scoring in this one until top of the 4th. Braves get it going on this Nick Markakis RBI single to left, allowing Freddie Freeman to score. Braves take a 1-0 lead. Dansby Swanson then keeps it going here as he rips the single to center, allowing Markakis now to score, making it a 2-0 ball game. Marlins, though, don't go away easy. Justin Bour greets Braves reliever Eric O'Flaherty with this solo shot to right for his 2nd home run in as many days. But Braves get an insurance run top of the 8th. Freddie Freeman scores on a throwing error. And well, that will just about do it. Braves win it 3-1, their 2nd in a row. Julio Teheran gets the win. Jim Johnson gets the save. The two teams will meet again today to close out the 3-game set. Meanwhile, over on the minor league diamond, the Chattanooga Lookouts returned home last night to kick off their 5-game set with the Birmingham Barons. Beautiful night at AT&T Field. Barons jumped out to a 2-0 lead to start the game, but Lookies got a 2-out rally going here in the 3rd. Tanner English starts it off with a deep shot to left center, turns on the wheels, is called safe, sliding into 3rd. Close one though. Nick Gordon then follows it up with a double down the 3rd baseline. That brings home English in easy. Lookies cut the lead to 1. Chattanooga would get hot again towards the back half of the night and put together a 5-run rally in the 8th inning to take the lead and seal the win. 9-6 that final. Lookies take Game 1. Game 2 is set for today, 2:15 first pitch. And lastly, over on the Prep Diamond, most of the district championships wrapped up this week, but we still had one more left. The District 7 2A title game between CCS and Signal Mountain. Chargers held a 6-5 lead going into the 6th inning, but Eagles had the bases loaded, and that's when Seth Wicker pulls one into right field. The first runner scores, but then Matthew Mercer throws a rocket home, and the 2nd runner is tagged out. Eagles, though, tied up 6-6. Signal Mountain then gets bases loaded again in the 7th inning. Grant Gabriel hits a high chopper to short, but beats out the throw. Signal Mountain takes a 2-run lead. CCS had just one last chance to take back that lead. John Rhodes starts it off with a base hit to left, but the 7th inning charge would come up short. Signal Mountain wins it 8-6 over CCS. Both teams advance to region play, but Eagles will host the first round. All right, that's it for sports. I'm Jill Jelnick. I hope you guys have a happy Mother's Day.